Right, how do I leave my coppice stools? I've been asked this a couple of times in comments of various videos, and the answer is as low as possible. This one's not bad. Ideally it would be lower, but you've got a compromise between the height of the stool and all this material, which is usually rotting twigs and branches and hazelnuts, and it's this and that. It's got stuck in there. But sometimes you get little bits of stone and dirt and stuff, so you end up blunting your chain. I don't leave these, partly because they're in the way, but I think you get better regrowth and more uniform regrowth if you take everything out and you don't leave things like this. Those ones over there that I've left stems, because they're under this dense shade and the stools are getting very thin, I might leave those to grow on, get a little bit bigger, because they'll do quite well. Now they can get a lot of side light down the side here, even though they're under this canopy. Or I might layer them if there's significant gaps and see if we can get some more stools. If you look at this one here, you can basically see how I cut everything down. Using the chainsaw, basically you go in with the nose of the saw and cut each one as low as possible, so you waste as little as possible. But inevitably you waste a little bit. This one had a stem next to it growing up here. It was very, very close. So I cut it here and then cut it off so I could get to this stem. See where it was? And then basically finish the stool after you've chopped everything off to leave this. And you can see how many stems have sort of grown up and coalesced together. It's quite a lot. All sloping towards the edge. This is Derelict hazel. It's got past the stage where there's lots of low individual stools like this one. Now if we look behind us, it's behind you. Oh, I can put that one back on there. See him? I'll cut him off up here and then basically felled this one this way by chopping that other one off at the base and using that. There's my bird's mouth coming in through here, dropping that over, then dropping this one. You can see where the hinge has been, that way, and then you cut it off. Hazel always seems to make good growth when you go nice and low. But if you're coppicing ash, you've got to watch, because it tends to rot out in the bottom, leaving a hollow stool. So usually you cut it above the rot, and then if you're unlucky the whole thing falls to bits. Another one here. Ooh, woodlouses. All these bits this year I'm collecting up and dropping them down the bottom, because I'm going to have a go at charcoal making with an oil drum, which I've done in the past but haven't done for 25 years or so. So I thought if I got time I'd mess about and do that again. You can see all the stools, you can see how many of them there were. Ideally they'd be a little bit lower. If you came in here with a little tractor, these ones here are fine, but these bigger, taller things, you could hang your tractor on it. So not absolutely ideal, but it is what it is. So that's how I leave my coppice stools, even in derelict coppice like this, as low as possible. If you're on in-cycle coppice, there's no excuse whatsoever to leave them as high as this above the ground. See my recent video on how not to coppice hazel. Hope that was useful.